Thank you for listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast, where we discuss the latest and greatest news in the world of sports. I am Ben.
I am Alex. Hey, man.
Yes, you are. I loved your little high-low there. I am Alex.
Yeah, how else do you say your name?
Ben. It's, I only have...
Hey.
It's really, I can't really do much with it.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Ben, so...
Nice to meet you.
Well, I think we've met before. Yeah, if memory recalls.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay, well, this is our first time meeting then.
This is our first show of all time.
This is our 8th show and our first time meeting.
Nobody told me you were going to be here.
All right, Alex, so we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. We have a busy day here today. What do we have to talk about?
Well, for this episode today, we have some news of the NBA. We have Game 6 of the NBA Finals, of course. The Warriors were not able to close out Game 5. So we're going to go ahead and preview Game 6. We're going to talk about what needs to happen for each team to win and come out with a win for the Warriors to close out, or for but for the Cavs, in their eyes, hopefully go to a Game 7. We're talking about a little update on Andrew Bogut. We're going to talk about a weird GoFundMe account that Ben told me about today that relates to the NBA Finals. And then we're going to talk about if it goes to Game 7, because we will not be seeing you guys until Tuesday next week, which Game 7 would land on Sunday.
Yes, Game 7 would be Sunday night.
Direct competition with Father's Day and the U.S. Open,
and WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which I will be watching as well.
I didn't even think or know that, but all right.
I'm a huge WWE guy.
I haven't
watch it.
I haven't been since I was about 13 years old.
It's great. It's still okay. Don't get me wrong. It's not like the Attitude Era with like Stone Cold and The Rock and when he was battling Vince McMahon. I think that's the height of WWE when they were in the Monday Night Wars with WCW Nitro and Turner.
Yes.
But it's still good, man. There's still good names out there too.
I mean, I did enjoy it when I was a kid. I was in middle school when I enjoyed it.
Right. Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Game 7 possibilities and what it could mean for the Warriors to close out in Game 7 if it's somewhat of a letdown to get it there, and what it could mean for the Cavs to have battled back and get to Game 7. So we're going to talk about that. But real quick, do you want to cover the last game? Because that happened the night of our Tuesday game. It happened Monday.
It happened Monday, so we covered it on the show.
So then let's just get right to previewing Game 5.
Game 6.
I'm sorry, Game 6. Who do you have for this? Who are you taking? It happens tonight, ABC, 6 p.m. for those of you on the West Coast. Unfortunately, 9 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast.
I feel so bad for the East Coast. I couldn't imagine.
It's like being a Giants fan, right? Out here in
10 p.m.
10:15 when there's 7:15 starts out here.
Yeah, like I'm sure.
There's a decent fan base in New York still of Giants fans from, even if they moved decades ago, there's still a fan base over there.
I'm still pretty young in my career here, only 23. But, as time goes on, maybe I will be in the East Coast. But I couldn't imagine having to do these, like Monday Night Football. That starts at like 8 at night there.
Yeah, 8:30.
Yeah, and then by time the game goes on, you're looking at 11:30. You may have work the next morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I couldn't do it.
Football's worth it for me, though.
Well, of course it's worth it. I mean, when I look at soccer, I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning sometimes.
You woke up at 5 in the morning today.
5:30, but yeah, I watched the England-Wales game this morning. England came out on top 2-1 over Wales. But we're talking about the finals here. So my prediction for tonight, as you mentioned.
Yes.
At the start of this, I took the Warriors in 7. How can I go away from that now?
I don't know, man.
So I have to pick the Cavs tonight, right?
What did I say? Warriors in 6?
So you have to go with the Warriors tonight.
Just to spite you?
Yeah, so you have to go with the Warriors tonight.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm still going with that. I'm still going with that. Warriors in 7. So I'm going to take the Cavs tonight, not just based off my bold prediction, but I think the Cavs are honestly going to win. I think they have a lot of momentum going back home to Cleveland here. They did a lot of good things in Game 5. The way LeBron played with his attacking mindset, he was going to the hole with aggression. He was going to score, not to pass. Obviously, him and Kyrie each had 41 points, which has never been done by a set of teammates in the NBA Finals. No players besides them had ever scored each 40 points in a game. So you can't predict it to happen again. It's never happened before. Why would it happen twice in a row? So I doubt that's going to happen, but you're not going to see Kevin Love with 2 points, I don't think, tonight. I think there's going to be more involvement from the role players, not just a two-man game here. So I think that LeBron and Kyrie each have big games. I'd say they each probably go for 30 at least. And I think the Cavs win.
Sorry for that late answer. I was yawning. Okay. I personally think it's hard for me not to go with the Cavs here. They have all the momentum. They're going home. They played a great game last game. I don't know. The Warriors just looked so, at times, just so bad last game. It's like you said last episode. Kyrie would score on their end, and they would take the ball down there, and the Warriors would just try to answer right away and throw a ball up. And it's like I kind of relate it to like when Steph is on, and he's just throwing them up, and you can't get mad at him because he's making them, right?
It's like he's shooting a ball into the ocean.
Yeah, but when he's off, he's just throwing them up, and it just looks bad, you know. And that's how you fall behind, man. If I know anything, playing NBA 2K with my brother, who's a lot better at it than I am, I'll go for the threes, and I'll always miss them. And he's just smart to run in the lane, get his points, and I'll end up like 15 down within 2 minutes.
Really? Just right off the rip?
Not right off. I mean, there's times I win, but I'm not much of a 2K player. I'm much more of a Madden player. So,
yeah, I'm a FIFA guy. I used to be really into 2K. I played a lot of 2K, at FIFA, but I'm a FIFA guy.
My buddy and I, we used to play FIFA like once a week, multiple times that day, you know, and he used to go back and forth. And he had me for a while, but I'm on a current 7-0 winning streak against him, and I'm sure you know which team I use when I play.
Well, I'm just gonna throw these out here because I really don't know. I'm guessing maybe Germany or Manchester United.
I do use both of them, yes. And every once in a while, I'll use like Real Madrid or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Just for the.
We have to play sometime. I'll play you.
Okay. What do you have
I'm on the Xbox.
I mean, I can make that work.
Let's do it. Let me just set this up.
I'll come over someday.
All right.
Maybe today. Maybe not.
Maybe later.
Maybe not.
All right, but
at all.
So you're picking the Warriors tonight? Or?
It's hard for me too because
I think it's a hard game to predict. I don't know where this game goes. I mean,
I want to say Warriors win it because that's what I'm pretty sure that I will. I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody tweet us, but I'm pretty sure that's what I said because you're like Warriors in 7. I was like Warriors in 6. You know?
Yeah, you said Warriors in 6.
I think so.
Warriors won it in 6 last year in Cleveland. So
I don't think the biggest issue last game was the lack of presence from Draymond not being there. You know, I think there was more issues there, and I mean obviously on top of the 82 respective points from two players, not even mention the responsible points that you and I talked about that episode. This is hard.
It's really hard.
I want to say the Cavs win it tonight.
Yeah, I don't think the Warriors are going to... The Warriors miss a lot of open threes there, especially in that second half. I think they shot 3 of 21 for 3 in the second half. Mm-hmm. They're going to make a lot more of those. Steph missed a lot of open threes. Harrison Barnes missed a lot of open threes. So I think they play a lot better. I think without Bogut, it's sort of a win-lose. Bogut doesn't play too much for them, but he really sets the tone early with his defense. He's a good shot blocker. Yeah. He really starts off the game well.
He tied for a finals record in blocks with 10 with none other than LeBron James.
So they'll probably start Draymond at the 5, which if the small ball is the Warriors game, they've had a lot of success with Draymond at the 5. You think they'll start him at the 5? Yeah, I think they'll go Draymond at the 5. They'll go with Iguodala and Barnes, and then Steph and Clay. Mm-hmm. That's been their go-to lineup. So you'll probably see more minutes from people like Varejao, maybe Maurice Spates off the bench, those big guys. So
probably some good time from Livingston. I would amount to say.
Yeah, he's a big guard as well. I think he's like 6'6". So
now I'm going to go ahead and pose this question to you before we get to our first break here. But you and I were kind of talking about there's not really a set in stone MVP, right?
Yeah, if the Warriors win.
If the game ends tonight, because we don't know who could go off in Game 7, obviously, but if the Warriors win tonight, excluding any kind of insane performance by a certain player, say it's just
someone scores 100 points.
Exactly. Somebody. Wilt Chamberlain's it. No, say it's just like a regular game. Nobody goes crazy. No one really stands out as the player of the game. Who do you give the MVP to with the Warriors?
Dude, I honestly have no idea, okay? I think a couple things. I think, one, you can't give it to Draymond with missing a game.
No, and so he hasn't had that many great games.
I think you can cut him out right off the rip.
Okay? And I think you can take Steph out of there, too, excluding some kind of crazy performance.
I wouldn't say that yet. So I have the stats up here. Steph is leading the team in scoring in the finals. He's at 22 points a game. Okay. Klay Thompson's next at 19. Draymond's third at 14.
Okay.
Steph is also averaging 4 assists a game. He's averaging 5 rebounds a game. He's averaging just under a block a game and just under a steal a game. So the thing with Steph is he's not really shooting well. He's only shooting 42%.
The amount of shots he's taking.
But really, no one's shooting well. Klay Thompson's shooting 44%. Draymond's shooting 41%. Iguodala is shooting 49%, which is decent. And then you could say Livingston shooting the best at 59%, but he's coming off a limited role. He's coming off the bench here, so I have no idea. I'd say they probably give it to Steph just because he looks like he has the best stats of the team. Mm-hmm. He did have the huge Game 4. He had 38 points, but no one really is standing out to deserve this award right now.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. They should give it to Steve Kerr. No. Give it to Luke Walton.
Luke Walton, the soon-to-be Laker coach, Luke Walton.
Give him the only MVP he's ever gotten in his basketball career.
You can make the claim that really Steph doesn't deserve it. He only has one more assist than turnover in the whole series. So he's at 23 assists and 22 turnovers.
You're right about that. But I want to go back. Did you say future Lakers coach?
Yeah, Luke Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the season, he's taking over for Lakers.
Going home, huh?
He's going home. Okay, going back to the Lakers, yeah.
That's not what we're doing. Yeah, well, I think he has actually been pretty quiet since he got taken over by Steve Kerr again.
You know what sucks for Luke Walton?
What's that?
Is all those wins that he won count for Steve Kerr.
Yeah, for his
he's
coaching
technically
career.
An interim
Stepping in. People will remember that, though.
Right, and then you could basically contribute what he did with the Warriors as the reason he's the Laker coach, but all those wins go to Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
like Steve Kerr's just
win percentage,
just chilling on his couch, resting his back, and he's just racking up wins through Luke Walton.
I don't know if it was that easy for him, but yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. Steve Kerr was, in the practice facility. He was talking to Luke Walton every game. So, yeah. But yeah, it still sucks for Luke. I mean, he officially hasn't even had a game coaching yet, even though he's technically speaking, he has. But technically speaking, he has a record of 0-0. So,
well, at least it's 100 or 0, whichever way you look at it.
I'd say 0. He hasn't started yet.
I'd say 0. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to go ahead and come right back with this weird story coming from the website GoFundMe. It's weird, but we'll be right back here at the Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And we're back here at the Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Hey, Ben.
Hey, Alex.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's my first time meeting you, as we mentioned. So.
Yeah, we mentioned in the beginning of the show. So, I don't really know how you do stuff, but do you want to introduce this weird story?
Let's do it. Okay. So, Alex teased it into the break here. We have a little interesting segment for GoFundMe.
Yeah, this is so weird.
Okay, so we mentioned the struggles of Kevin Love in this series.
Yeah, plenty of times.
Game 5, he only had 2 points, 3 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5. He missed game 3 there with the concussion. Came off the bench in Game 4. He's had a rough series. Okay, his first NBA Finals series because he was injured last year. So he's had a rough series here. Okay, and I mean after Game 5, I was seeing all these tweets like police reports of Cleveland with his face in there missing, Kevin Love missing. I saw this video. It was a recreate of the. I actually showed you, Alex. It was a recreate of Home Alone, where they're like passing the bag down, like give us to Kevin, give us to Kevin, give us to Kevin, and then it has the like photoshopped faces over of Cavs players, Tyronn Lue the coach, and then like Kevin's not here, Kevin's not here, Kevin's not here. So that was funny, but he's had a rough series. Okay, now a Cavs fan has created a GoFundMe account, a GoFundMe page, to keep Kevin Love on the bench. Alex.
That is just adding insult to injury.
So the fans' reasoning behind this is, quote, Kevin Love is playing like a bum and just taking up room on the court. Pay this man to take a seat and let the Cavs win these finals. That's like his headline on the page.
That is kind of mean.
So this was created on, it was 2 days ago, so June 14th. So I'm guessing it was after the game.
Okay.
And his goal is to raise, guess how much money here?
His goal is to raise, well, it's a legitimate amount to pay an NBA star.
Yes, so Kevin Love is on a max deal. He's on $20 million a year. That's a year.
So $20 million.
He's trying to raise $10 million here.
Okay.
Within just a couple of days, because he wants to keep him off the floor. So that would take into effect for the Game 6.
And how close has this man got?
Well, here's what I'll
close,
say.
Right?
Here's my analogy, okay?
Okay.
He's swinging for the fences, all right? But he's literally swinging so hard, he's breaking his belt like Pablo Sandoval did for the Red Sox.
God, don't get me started on Pablo Sandoval.
Guess how much money this has raised so far?
I'm going to say $20.
Well, you're close.
Oh, yeah?
Currently, as I speak, this is raised by 11 different people in 2 days.
I like that 11 people even agreed to this.
11 people, okay? A whopping $55.
Oh my God! Who was the one that shifted it off the equal number and added a 5? Because it was like, 20,
see,
20. I'll do 10.
You can actually see the donators here.
It's like, I'll do 20. I'll do 20. I'll do 10. I'll do 5.
So we have some of these names here. I'm not going to mention because for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you don't
some of these are fake names here. Like we have Kelly Olynyk donating $5. And we have Draymond Green with an extra E at the end of Green. So this guy obviously doesn't even know Draymond's name. He donated $5.
Okay.
This was 10 hours ago.
So we had 2 people donate $5.
And I can't read what he says for his reason for donating because, okay.
You'll have to tell me in the break.
No. I'm not going to say it on air.
Yeah.
So he donated $5.
If you guys are interested, go look.
So yeah, you can go. This is on GoFundMe. You can go look it up. But everyone's donating. The highest bid is $5. So we have just 11 people at $5 each.
Okay.
So he's trying to raise $10 million, and he's got $55.
He's almost
just funny.
He's almost there.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A little Dumb and Dumber,
I like it.
But okay, if anything, this just hurts Kevin Love.
This is just mean, man. It's not funny. I mean, it is, but it's mean.
It's mean. Like this is only hurting his composure. Mm-hmm. It's only messing up his psyche. Yeah, he's gonna play. I mean, they're not gonna bench him because of a stupid GoFundMe account.
They're not gonna bench him because he's a $20 million a year player.
To be honest, though, I'm surprised this is only at $55.
Really?
Yes, this is everywhere. Like, I'm getting this article on Bleacher Report right now. Like, I'm surprised there's only 11 people that have really donated onto this.
I hadn't seen it until you said it.
And then my question is obviously he's not going to get to his $10 million goal. But where's this $55 going?
It goes back to the people that if they don't reach their goal, you get your money back.
So on GoFundMe that happens? I'm not familiar with the website. So.
Yeah, if you don't reach the goal, you get your money back. At least that's what happens with.
So I could just donate as a joke and
yeah.
That's what everyone's doing. Like,
but I mean, hey, it takes it out of your account.
For $5, I can wait a couple days to get $5 back, right? I mean, as we see Kelly Olynyk and Draymond Green with an extra E, like obviously they're fake faux like names here.
Is it Greee or Greenee?
Is it
triple E or double E at the end?
It's an extra E, so we have Greene. So he added an extra E.
Okay, so not triple E, but single E on the end.
Yes.
Okay.
But this just sucks for Kevin Love. Like, he's just a laughing stock of the finals.
I mean, yeah. Like,
this only hurts his psyche.
This is very true.
It's funny, but, I mean, this is just cruel.
Yeah, just a little bit cruel. I mean, honestly, if I was that player, I'd be a little upset. Especially because he's probably not in the best mood these last few days with what's been going on,
Yeah, he had the concussion. He missed the game. He had to come off the bench. Game 5, everyone's making fun of him. He only scores 2 points.
It's not like he's asking for this. It's not like he's sitting there like,
or he's doing it on purpose. Like he's in the finals. He's trying to do his best he can, but he's like we mentioned it on the last show. He's just really not a good fit for the team.
Yeah, but it's not like he's sitting there like, oh, I'm just gonna play bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just not a good fit for the team.
I feel bad for the guy and whoever mean-spirited person decided to make this account.
Yeah, it's a Cavaliers fan, so he's just
Yeah, fan. I'm going to put that in quotation marks. No matter how bad a player plays, you have to stand by them at least as a fan, to an extent. I mean, and then at the end of the day, there's a point where you can't anymore. But, you can't just, bow out on one of you call yourself a fan and bow out on one of your players.
I really just meant to be a joke, but the fan would not make this as a joke. I think that he's trying to be serious.
No, he's dead
serious.
Serious.
He really wants Kevin Love to not play.
I mean, they do play better without him. That's not the point.
You could say off of that one game, yes, but
that's not the point.
That's not the point. No, he's still one of their best players. He's going to be on the floor. So
yeah. Well, this is going to go ahead and end pretty quick. So there you go.
I'm surprised it's only $55 though, man. I thought this would be a lot higher with how much sharing this is getting.
Yeah, we'll see if it jumps. I mean, it was just at 20, so
that was yesterday. So we have 35 within the last few days. Someone donated an hour ago, so.
Why don't you guys work? Go to work, Jesus. Hey, Ben, you want to take a quick break?
Let's do a quick break.
Quick break?
Yeah.
Like a commercial-sized break?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, we'll take one quick break here, and we will be back with some Game 7 possibilities if it gets there. So we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Ben and I will be right back.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA. From the UFC to extreme cage fighting, they got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
So Ben just read me that Draymond Green comment. That was pretty funny.
It's hilarious. If you want to look it up, you can. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to talk about if this game, if this series gets to Game 7. Game 7 would be on Sunday, if necessary. What do you think this would mean for the Warriors? Let's start out that way. If it gets to Game 7,
well, if it gets to Game 7, you have to. I think a lot of the pressure is definitely on the Warriors. I kind of compare it to, and a little ironic here, about how the Thunder had a 3-1 series lead over the Warriors, and the Warriors forced it to Game 7. They won Game 7. You'd have the tables turning on the Warriors here. No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals, so the Cavs are looking to be the first team to do that if they were to win tonight. So all the pressure would be on the Warriors, in my opinion, and they'd be at home, so they'd be like a letdown.
Okay, now what do you think this means for the Cavaliers?
If they were to win tonight?
If they were to win tonight and take it to a Game 7?
I think it would definitely show that they're not quitting. You'd have to lean on the people that got you there, like LeBron, Kyrie. So
Kevin Love.
Well, maybe if he can step up and play, but we'll have to see on that. So it would mean a lot for the Cavs. They'd win Game 6 at home. Last year they lost in 6 at home, so they don't want to have a repeat of that. They want to have the Warriors celebrating on their home floor again for the second straight year.
Yeah. Do you think if this gets to a Game 7, and I think no matter what, if the Warriors were to lose this series, it's a huge letdown after the season they had?
Yes.
But do you even think getting to a Game 7 is somewhat of a disappointment to them?
I really
say 7 and then win,
I don't think so. At the end of the day, the object is to win the game. So whether it's 6 or 7, I don't think it really matters.
You play to win the game?
You play to win the game.
Herm Edwards.
Hello.
A little bit of Herm Edwards there for you.
So at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't really matter if it goes 6 or 7. Their object is to win the game. You're going to look at people talking about, they have more losses than the 96 Bulls team, that they broke the single wins record in the regular season. So they've already had that. So you're going to say, the Bulls are better because they didn't lose as many games, which we can maybe debate that a little later. But regardless, the object is to win the game. No matter if it goes 6 or 7, I don't think that really matters.
Okay, fair enough. So you said, like you said earlier in the show, gets to Game 7, you're still taking the Warriors?
Yeah, they'd have the home game here. Draymond will be back. Obviously, he's returning again for Game 6, but I'll take the Warriors.
As you said, though, the Warriors lose tonight, and they do go home. They have the home court, but they have no momentum. Because that's back-to-back losses.
It would be back-to-back losses, but
and that's down from 3-1.
I will argue that they would have the momentum because they're at home.
But that's just the home court advantage. That's the crowd. That's not the momentum.
That's huge.
That's the home court advantage. That's not momentum. Those are two different things.
But you have momentum leading into that. And you could also debate that depending on how the game goes for Game 6. Because say they lose on a buzzer beater.
Oh, man.
And if it's a close competitive game, okay, you still have something to look at there, some positives to look at. If you're getting maybe blown out like they did in Game 3, where they lose by 30, then I would agree that there's a lot less momentum there. But if they, barely lose that game, I think there's a little momentum there.
Okay. I am very interested to see what goes on tonight, honestly. So, give me your predictions. Tonight, Warriors...
Tonight I have Cavs, but I think for the first time in this finals, we're going to have a close game. Every single game has been decided by at least double digits.
Yeah.
I think we have a single-digit game here. I think LeBron and Kyrie lead the Cavs. I think that Steph plays a lot better. He played great in Game 4. I think he plays a lot better. With Draymond coming back, it's a huge boost for them. He's their best defender. He can block shots. I think it's a big boost. I expect a close game. I think the Cavs squeak it out.
And like you said, no matter how well Draymond plays tonight, they clinch, so on and so forth. Not winning the MVP. Not even if he drops 50.
I don't see how you can give him the MVP with missing a game.
I agree with you there.
So here's my question to you.
People. Okay.
Here's my question to you, okay?
I like questions.
Say the Warriors win tonight.
Okay.
What does this mean for LeBron?
It means that I picked right the other day.
That doesn't mean anything for LeBron.
What does it mean for LeBron? I think it's just another one of the kind of letdowns in his career. I mean, he wants so bad to win a championship for Cleveland, but it just seems like he can't, get it done. And this will just be another knock against, people have issues with LeBron. This will just be another one of those things. People will, people who don't like LeBron, this will be like my buddy's dad hates LeBron James.
My mom really hates LeBron as well.
Yeah, this will be another thing that he'll just be like, well, that's because LeBron sucks.
Yeah, with a loss, LeBron would be 2-5 in the finals. With a win, he'd be 3-4.
Yeah, well, he has how many championships does he have?
He's got 2. He won the back-to-back. This is his 6th straight year in the finals. He'd be.
I swear, I thought they had 3. No, I mean I know they played in 3.
They were going for the 3-peat, but then they lost to the Spurs.
Oh yes, they played 4 straight. That's what it was.
Well, yeah, they lost the first one to the Mavericks.
1-2-2 lost, and then
they won the next 2, and then they lost to the 4th one to the Spurs.
Yeah.
So LeBron would be 2-5 with the loss, 3-4 with a win. Can you really fault LeBron though? I mean, this is. Everyone says, LeBron's record, but it's not LeBron, it's the team.
Yeah, the first time the Cavs were in the finals with him, that wasn't his fault.
They got swept against the Spurs.
There was no team around him, and the Spurs in that part of the 2000s, the late 2000s, early 2010s, that team was the Spurs were the best. The Spurs were a killer. So it's going to be, everybody's, no matter what, it's not his fault, but it's going to be attributed to his fault.
Everyone's going to criticize him. He's like the most hated player ever, I think.
In basketball?
Yes. Everyone hates LeBron. You either love him or you hate him, but everyone criticizes him no matter what.
I don't like him, I have my own reasons to not like him.
I don't think it's fair. Honestly, I think he's made a lot of mistakes in here. I think the decision where he went to Miami, the big media hour-long special, that was bad.
But you do know he raised money with that and donated it to charity.
Right, but I think the whole getting on there, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, I think he could have done that a lot differently, a lot better. I'm not criticizing him for going to Miami. He made the right move. He won 2 championships there.
Yeah.
So,
when it looked like he wouldn't win any of them. People thought he was
and then the whole, we're not going to win 5, not 6, not 7, that was thing.
Stupid.
He made some mistakes, but he's a smart guy.
No, he's a smart guy. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think it's going to be attributed to him, unfortunately, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
And then here's my other question, okay?
Okay.
Say the Warriors do win, and Steph is not the MVP.
Yeah.
Do you think that hurts him when you're trying to compare Steph to some of the game's greatest?
I think
about how he's won 2 rings already, and he's not been the Finals MVP for either of those teams.
Oh, if he was to win tonight or tomorrow or Sunday even.
He's the regular season MVP, but he hasn't got it done in the Finals as the MVP. Do you think that hurts his early legacy?
When it comes down to it, basketball is a team game. You can have somebody that scores so many points. You can score 80 points by yourself, and you can still lose. You know what I mean? Basketball is one of the biggest team sports in the world, and I think no matter how good he is, people are going to think that. But at the end of the day, Steph's the kind of guy that's going to say, "Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I play the basketball I play, and I happen to have been the best this year and one of the best of all time in one season, but it's a team game, and he attributes it to his team, So at the end of the day, he's a humble guy. I don't think that's going to be anything that ever bothers him.
I'm really on the fence about this because I understand what you're saying. It's about a team game. The object is to win the championship. But if you're trying to compare Steph to some of the elites, some of the greats, and he doesn't have a Finals MVP, can you really do it?
It doesn't bother me. It's not a big. It's kind of like look at say
that'd be like Jordan not winning the Finals MVP in those 6 times.
That wouldn't have bothered me. You know what I mean? It's like look at a baseball player. Say he has an amazing season. Say he hits 72 home runs, right? And they go to the World Series and he hits 1 home run. Maybe it's like Miguel Cabrera a couple years ago when the Giants played the Tigers in the World Series, and he had this amazing season. He had what was that the year he
Triple Crown?
The Triple Crown, right? And so obviously an amazing season, and he hit 1 home run in that World Series.
But they didn't win the series though.
I know, but I'm saying you can. Like stuff like that doesn't bother me. You can have an amazing season. It's different when you have so many games to do it. You're not playing the best team. You know what I mean? And personally, if I had the season Steph had and I didn't win this Finals MVP and people said the same thing to me, I'd be like, listen, man, my job is to win the game any way I can. If I'm not the Finals MVP, that's fine. I have a ring for it.
Like I said, I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
I agree totally with what you're saying, but if you're trying to compare him to some of the greats of all time, I think you can't do it without a Finals MVP in there, at least in the first 2, because he may not win them. I realize he's still banged up. He's got the ankle injury, the knee. There's a chance that he could have to have surgery on that knee, so he's not playing 100%, but if you're going to try and compare him, I think you got it. He's got to win the MVP.
I don't put much salt in that. It's like the whole thing with the Football Hall of Fame and Super Bowls and stuff. When they're like, "Well, he didn't win a Super Bowl," I'm like, "Well, he was still one of the best ever."
Rings. I don't really like that comparison because you could say Dan Marino, he never won a ring and he's still one of the greats. Okay,
exactly. I'm just saying.
But I'm talking about the MVP solely. It's hard to compare Steph to the Jordans, the Shaqs, the Kobes, Duncan, Bill Russells of the world without a Finals MVP.
Well, for me, it's going to be. I don't like comparing people in the first place, but it's going to be hard no matter what because this is only his. He only has a handful of years in the league so far. It's not even.
He's not winding down. He's still got a long way to go.
So he could win 5 of these MVPs, and I'm talking regular league MVPs, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to care one bit if he has a Finals MVP or not. If he has rings and didn't win, if he wins 5 rings, never once earned a Finals MVP, but has 5 regular season championships, I'm not going to care.
Really, not at all.
I'm really not going to care.
That's interesting.
People put so much into these awards. I really don't care.
I don't put much into awards just for the comparison's sake. I think it needs to be there. But I'm with you. I don't really put much into these award things, so. A lot of times, when you look at the MVP of something, it's not necessarily the most valuable guy. It's the guy who had the best stats.
Exactly.
That's
especially the Finals MVP. It's a skewed way of looking at it because Iguodala won it last year primarily because of his defense.
Yeah, his defense on LeBron.
You know what I mean? So it's a very skewed way of looking at it. At the end of the day, somebody can win it tonight, and Steph could still have led the team in points in the Finals, which means he still played well. Just because another person deemed that person worthy of winning doesn't mean that they're necessarily the one to win it. The Super Bowl MVP in 2012 or whatever year that was, the Broncos played the Seahawks. It could have gone to a lot of people. It just happened to go to the guy who was one of the most, Malcolm Smith, who was one of the more, he's lucky in terms of, not lucky literally, but opportunistic in where he was when those plays happened. But
he had an interception for a touchdown.
And a fumble, And so in those sense, so many people could have won that. They deemed those plays more worthy. When you win a championship, a lot of times they deemed last year the defense on LeBron to be more worthy. So we'll see how it turns out. But again, I don't think it's, in my opinion, a huge thing.
I'm looking at the stats again. He's still leading the team in points. He's got 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's putting up 22, 5, and 4.5 assists a game. That's not a terrible stat line. But everyone's saying, "Oh, this is Steph Curry. He averaged 30 in the regular season. He's only averaging 22."
Yeah, well, in the regular season,
the
regular season, he played the Kings 4 times. And the Lakers 4 times, and he played the Bucks a few times, even if they won once.
He's not playing the elite defenders he is in the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not. He's playing teams that don't even have like the best defender on their team wouldn't even be a top, a defender. He wouldn't even be a starter on some teams. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the regular season's different. It's way different.
I still see him maybe winning it if he puts up stats he is tonight and they win,
I think he could still win it, and we could be having this conversation for no reason. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because he then would win an MVP, Finals MVP.
And then it would make no sense, and you guys can delete this episode.
No, don't delete the episode. It's been a great episode. Every episode's great. So.
Well, unfortunately, this great episode has to end.
Unfortunately, it does.
But we're going to go ahead, and we actually have 2 episodes for you coming at you, so 2 new ones, so 3 this week. Crazy, I know.
We're starting to do 2 every time we're in here, and that's going to be great. More episodes for you guys to listen to.
So 4 a week. But on that note, we do have to go. This was a great show, Ben, for just meeting you. But you can find us on Twitter at the Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. You can find us online at gsmcpodcast.com. You can find us on the network as well. Ben and I do the soccer podcast. I do a football podcast. Ben now does a baseball podcast with my football co-host, Jeremiah. Do you have anything you want to say to the people before our next show starts?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well tease what we're going to be talking about here in the next show. So a little update on the U.S. Open golf tournament, which starts today. We're talking about a little about Olympic basketball, some 2-point conversion NFL news there. Also talking about a little bit about some NHL news and an update on the O.J. Simpson Made in America series going down.
It's good, man. It's good. I watched the other 2 episodes last night. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It was a great show.
As it is always.
It was great to meet you, Ben.
Formally.
And we will see you guys on our next show. Don't go anywhere. Don't go getting in trouble.
Don't become OJ.
That's going to be our thing from now.